and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I'm really happy to be showing you Spellbinders' new On the Farm collection for February 2025. And you can see all these lovely farm animals here. So the dies come separately, as in this is the little one that makes the piggy up, this is the one that makes the cow, and this is the one that makes the sheep, etc. etc. And then we've also got a couple of extra die sets. This one is the Perfect Touch arches, and this one is the landscape edges. So I would really love you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be able to see loads more of these as they come up. And also, if you want to check back, you'll be able to have a little look and see where I've already been using the arches and the landscape edges. In fact, I think I'll just show you some of these. You may have already seen my February 25 club videos, but if not, here's the little one I made using the arch for the background here. And then I made myself a little template with the clouds, and I've done some inking there. Again, the arch for the aperture and in the background. On this one, the arch for the background there, and then the little scalloped clouds. And if you haven't seen it, this is what I've done. I've just cut the clouds out and then inked over the top of them, and that's given me this lovely background. And then you can see there that I've actually got the grass part on it as well. So this lovely edge, and that is from this die here as well. The same here, we've got the grass, and on this one, and the clouds. So there's loads and loads of uses for those dies, as well as just being used with the On the Farm collection. But today we're going to have a look at these beautiful little things here. Now, I am really blessed to live in Northern Ireland. It's the most beautiful country. It's quite small, and I feel really privileged to live here because I live probably about 15 to 20 minutes from the city centre, and that would be the capital city, Belfast. But it really only takes a few minutes down the road so I can go and see some farm animals out in the countryside, because it's a very small country and it doesn't take long to get anywhere. So some days, if I'm feeling like it and I've been very busy, I'll just pack up a picnic, head off and take my lunch out in among the fields and listen to all those beautiful animals. So I really love sheep and cows and pigs and all of these little creatures that we have here. Now I'm going to show you how to make these up, but first of all we'll just have a little look. There's the cow itself, and this one's sort of facing forwards. I've done it more like one of our dairy cows here, which would be a Frisian probably. Then we've got the little black faced sheep, but of course you could make that sheep with a little white face and white legs. We've got all sorts of sheep here as well. I've made a little goose here in white card, but we also have grey lag geese here, which are quite colourful with beautiful big orange beaks, but they've got lovely cut markings on here. I might just actually pop a photograph or two of these in to let you see as well, because I'm sure some of you like the thought of Northern Ireland too. We've got lots of chickens and hens about, and some little piggies as well. So I am going to show you how to make these up. And sorry, just before I do that, I should say too that each one of these comes with a couple of little extras. So they've nearly all got something to wear. The cow has got a hat. Then there's also a stool and the milk churn. Then the little sheep has got a hat. The little piggy here has got a neckerchief and a little hat, etc. etc. They're all on there, and there's a fantastic little stamp set with each one of them. But we'll have a closer look at those as we come to make them up. So I think I'll start off with the little piggy. It's hard to know where to start because they're so lovely, and I've lots and lots of pieces cut out. But I really think, as in, if you have a look at some of these cards that I made earlier, I'm going to use the same colours as I used for the leg here, but definitely a little bit of inking goes a long way to making these come to life a little bit, I think. So I'm going to get out my little piece of mat that I used to do the inking on. It's right here. It had all the little cow pieces on, but we're going to start with the piggy. So I've cut out the body, and the other thing, I only have paper in this at the moment, and it's quite fine. So if you've got just paper and you want to make it sturdier like this, all I did was use some double-sided adhesive and laid it onto some white card and then die cut through the two of them, and that gave me this. Let's just have a little quick look at all the pieces here so that you know what you're working with. This is the pig's body, and this is the extra leg because you've just got three on the body there like this. And then this is the extra leg here. This is the little head. These are the little trotters. This is the piece that I've cut out in black, and that goes in behind the head, and then that fills in for the black for the eyes and the nose. These are the little ears and the little snout, and these are two puddles. This is a little neckerchief and a little cap. So I'm just going to do just a slight little bit of inking around here. I don't want too much, but I just want enough to take that sort of flat look off this. Now you'll notice that I've cut out the ears and the snout in the same colour. I do want them a little darker as well. So all I'm going to do is take the ink and just place the little dauber straight down on that. And then you can see that that is picking up the colour, and I'll be able to, be able to put that straight into the ears as I've done on that one. Now I'm going to glue the little trotters onto the feet here and do the extra one here and then pop that little leg in behind. So just a little bit of glue on each little area here and here, and there you are. So now I'm going to add this little black piece in behind here, and you'll be able to see the eyes and the nose through that. Just a little drop of glue in here, and that one piece covers all of that, so that just fits nice and neatly in there. And now we can go ahead and add the little snout on. And then the little inside parts to the ears. Whenever you have a look at the body, you'll be able to see a little mark along here, and that's exactly where that head goes. So no guesswork involved. It's just really, really easy. You can just pop that right on there. If you wanted, I suppose you could put that on with a 3D foam pad as well, but I think there's enough dimension on mine with just putting the glue and the extra layer on. And there's little piggy. Now we'll have a little look at the cow one. So this is the hay there, and these are the dies and the die cuts. This is the body, this is the head, and then you'll see this piece here. I've laid these out sort of where they all go together. So this piece goes in behind the eyes, that's there, and that just goes in there. And then these are the big pieces here that attach on, and hopefully you can see there's little lines on there that show you exactly where they have to go. So this large piece will go on the chest, and then the other pieces fit in. These then are the little hoofs, and they're there. These other pieces, these are the ones that are here, and then the two extra legs, because we've got the two front ones here, and just like the little piggy, we've got one that's a bit more dimensional and it goes in the back. So that's these two, and then we've got the milk churn with the handle, the little milking stool here. This is the head, and then this is the pieces for the head as well, and then a little hat. I'm not using these in this card, but they are there. So these are the pieces for the hat as well, and then there's a little flower here too. So I'm going to do some inking, a little less. I think I just did too much on that one, and the cow looks a little bit dirty. So I'm going to do a little bit less this time, and then I've cut the hoofs out in white. I've already inked this one, and I'm just going to pop them straight on here. So I just want to show you this little die that has the hoofs on it. Hooves, little feet. So you've got 4 of those here, and then this one here, right here, is slightly different, and that's the little nose piece, and I've cut that out in this kind of flesh colour again. I think I'll put that on. No, I think I'll just hold on and do the inking as I was going to first of all, but just a little less than I did before. Well, I've just noticed something. Whenever I was making the little piggy, I put the little trotters on right on the front there, and they probably should have gone just like these ones. I can see now that that's the way they're supposed to go, just in behind there, and that little sort of semicircular piece at the top actually glues on right in behind the bottom of that little foot. So I'm going to do that with these ones, and then go ahead and add all those markings on, all those black pieces, and we'll have our little cow ready in just a mo. Now, moving on to the counting sheep die. This is the body here, and you'll cut that out in whatever colour of legs and face that you want your little sheep to have. So I've cut mine out in black because my little sheep's going to have black legs. And then this is actually cutting out 2 pieces, so it'll cut out the wool and the piece for the top of the head as well. So it's all of that together in that one. And then we've got the little face, which is here. And then we've got this little piece which goes behind the eyes, and then this little piece which will go behind the nose. And then we've got some flowers as well. We've got a little kind of a part of a fence there. And then we've got this and this one, which you can see I've cut out in white and then 2 different shades of green there. I actually think that's from a different one. That's from the little piggy one. I think that's one of the puddles. So I think you could use these for either foliage, little bushes and shrubbery and bits and pieces like that, or you could use them for clouds. So you can use those just whatever way you like. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of inking first of all, and not too much, just a little bit. I think I've overdone it. I got a bit excited when I started to make my first ones. So we'll have just less, just to give it a little bit of definition. And then once I've got this ready, I'll just glue it straight onto this body part with the legs coming down below it. And it's really, 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 really easy to use this one. I've got some black shiny card. It's mirror card, and I'm just putting that on here now. because the face is black and this is black, it doesn't show up really well, but you can see that I've added 2 little white dots onto that one, and I'll probably do the same with this one when I get to the end of it as well. So there it is. And then I think, now I'm not too sure, but I think that is the center of this little flower. And then we've got this tiny little die, which has 2 little pieces, which are the parts for the ears. And then this piece, I think, goes behind the nose. So I'm going to put this on, just poke it out first, and then put that on behind that little nose. You do think this little sheep is a lot cleaner than this one? I haven't got as much ink, so he does look a lot cleaner. Now we've got congratulations, thank you, just for you, let's celebrate you, and I count the ways I love you, EWE for all of those. And that's the little stamp set that's with that one. So I'm going to pop that in there, and then we'll move on to something else. So I've got the spring chicken here, and I've cut it out in some white card and some black card. And then I've gone ahead with some of the other little bits and pieces there on here. 3 little eggs. Look at the beautiful little chick. I've got one here as well, haven't I? Yeah, there. And this is the original one that I made up. And you can see it's really easy because the feet are just together there. That's on this die, you'll get feet and then the little piece that goes behind for the beaks. The large feet obviously are for this one. I'll need to recut that because I don't think of extra ones here. And then the tiny little ones are for the little chicks. So I'll go ahead and put that on because all you need to do is put glue on that little bit there and pop that right in behind there. And then your little chick has feet. I've also got a tiny little beak for here. So if we hold the beak by the tweezers and just pop glue on the tab in behind it, that's that piece, and set this right on top here, you've got a little beak for your chick as well. It's a tiny little chick, but it's really cute. And I love the way they're made so that they're two little chicks face each other. Now, this little die has some strange little pieces on it, and this is the top part. I'm not too sure what you call that. I would call it the coxcomb, but I'm not too sure if that's the right word or not. So we'll put that on here. That would get cut out in red. And then this little piece is the beak, and this is the piece that goes behind the beak, which is this part here. So I'm just going to put glue on here. There's a little place that would be the eye, so I'm going to place that just in there. And then I'll colour that eye in possibly black, just with a little marker. And then I'm going to put the little, what is it? Is that the coxcomb? I should have checked this out before I came ahead with this. I'm going to leave the beak there. There is a tiny little beak you can add on to that. I'm actually going to do the white one at the same time here. So let's do that just on there. And that will go in there. Now that definitely needs the eye to be black as far as I can see. The way I've done it on my little brown hen there. But this piece there needs to be red, so I have cut it out just at the same time with the same die. And all I'm going to do is just take the broad end of an alcohol marker and make that red. You could make it brighter red if you want, just whatever colour. Cut it out in white if you want, and colour it in red if you want to cut them all at the one time. If not, just double cut 2 red and 2 orange, and you'll get the little beak in orange and this little part in red as well. Anyhow, I was just being sort of just cutting them all at one time with the orange card. So there we are. That would go on right there and right up to the little beak. But again, once you see that there, you do realise that the eye does definitely have to be black just to fit in with that. It doesn't stand out at all like that. But we can leave the little beak as is, or you can add the little beak that's on there. And the little feet, again, just get glued by this part right on in there. Now we've also got a little nest, and that is made up of two pieces. So you'll get this one with the little slit inside, and then this one which is a flatter area, and you'll see there's a little line on it that shows you where that's supposed to come on, and you just put a little drop of glue on there and pop that up inside. There we are, just like that. And then we've got little eggs to put inside that. I originally cut mine out in brown, but I think they're going to look far better in white because the nest here is made from some craft card. Oh, we might just have two. I might set another one on afterwards. But there we are, and that's our little hens and our little chickens. Now I'm going to make up a little goose. So I've already got one, as I showed you earlier there, and they're really, really easy to make. So again, it's just the little feet here. That's from this die, and you've got two geese, so two sets of feet here. And again, just glue across that part. Now I've got this little piece made with these two areas here. That will, again, don't want too much glue on that, but that will go on right there. Now you can do that in white card or black card or whatever. You want that little, well, I want the little eyes to be black, so I'm going to be colouring that in black. These are the actual beaks here, and they cut out with little lines on them. So that's the actual beak there. Now these are tiny little dies, so you could actually just leave that the way it is, or you can go ahead and add this on. So that's really, really quick and easy to make, but you've also got a little hat if you want to use it there, and you could put a little bandana on as well. I'm not actually doing that for these ones, but it is rather nice, but it's just not what I'm using for this. I've also cut out these two little puddles, and I've used iridescent mirror card for those. So now I've got quite a collection of little animals and little birds and whatnot. I've got quite a little farmyard going on here. And I'm just going to make up the card to put these on. So I have something in mind that I just want to get a nice shape to add quite a few of these on. I thought I could add lots of those on to a lovely stepper card, but I wanted to make something really, really easy so that everybody could just follow along with it if you wanted to try. So I've actually made this just from an A4 sheet. So it's 4 inches across this way, and this part is 5, so it's 5 here, but I've added a half an inch on here. Now this piece can, it doesn't have to be exactly half an inch, but enough that you can fold back and glue something onto it. So essentially you've got a 5x4 card blank with a little extra lip on it on one side. And then I've taken another piece here, and this measures 7 inches by 6. The idea of this then was that I would have something that would fit into a 5x7 envelope at the end. So this is my little template. I sort of folded lots of bits and pieces of card until I got what I wanted, and I'm just going to show you what I've done here. First of all, I'm going to take this piece, and you can see here, there's the way it's going to be. So a 2-inch, another 2-inch, and then 1 and 1. So first of all, we'll just pop that into the 1-inch mark, score to 2 inches. So that's 1 inch and 1 inch, and then we'll move that up to 2 inches. And you're going to score down there. So essentially we've got this and this and then this, and that's our stepper. Now all you need to do is take this piece with the lip at the front, pop some glue right in there, and then take this piece with the large 2-inch. So you're going to have a mountain fold here, and then a little valley fold and a mountain fold with a 2-inch peak and then a 1-inch peak. If you take that and center it right across there and fold this little piece up, and just make sure that that's well glued down before you go any further. When you stand that up then, you've got your stepper card. I'm just going to show you it sideways there so you can see. And what could be easier? You've got the long part at the back here, and then the 2-inch part, and then the 1-inch part. And that's got to be one of the quickest and easiest stepper cards you'll ever make. So I showed you earlier how I had made little templates with this die, and now I'm going to go ahead and make a sky along here just by adding some inking along that. And I'll vary that a little bit by using the 3 little templates that I made, just cutting different parts of this, because you can see there the way it's all different shapes right across. So now I've taken the sort of hillock or mound die, and I've just cut a piece here that fits right onto this part, and you can make it just whatever height you want. I've got it just, you can see here beside the 2-inch mark, it's just over 2 inches at its highest point, and I'm going to glue that directly on there underneath the clouds. We'll leave this piece because that folds up, and on the next piece then I've taken the grass cut die, that's this one, and I have just cut that so that it's slightly taller than that part. And then on this piece I've taken different grass colour again and done exactly the same thing, and I'm going to glue that on there. And all of this then will all sit up with different layers of grass on it after that. And then the exciting part after that is that you can just go ahead and decorate it. So first of all, we'll glue all of these elements on. Now you probably noticed that I've cut the 2 grassy ones here just slightly taller than the actual little where the fold is there, because I wanted them just to sit up above that a little bit. So that is important if you want to just get a sort of more realistic line at the end of it. Just keep those slightly above that, so you'll only need to put glue along this part, and then that other part will sit up. And that's what it looks like now. So now I can go ahead and add all my animals on, and obviously then the cow is the biggest one, so he's going to go on there. But just keep your card sitting upright. It's difficult for me to show it to you like that, but I'll put it sideways, maybe that should show. Keep your card sitting upright so that you know exactly where to put all these elements, because you don't want too much of the animals obscured whenever the card's opened. I'm going to add some of them on with 3D foam pads, and some of them I'm just going to glue on. So you can do whatever you like, just whichever way you fancy, but a little bit of dimension goes a long way whenever it comes to putting this together. Just enjoy yourself, that's the main thing. It's really beginning to take shape now. So I've put a little bit of fencing on here, and I've popped one of these and one of these up on 3D foam pads, and I'm going ahead with the little chickens. So one's going to go on here, and then this one on 3D foam pads just in front of it. This little black one will go on there. And I've got the little milk churn, and that will go right up there. I love milk churns. I'll have to show you a lovely photograph I've got of some in the County Antrim Hills. Really, really beautiful. This is on 3D foam pads as well. And look, a lovely little shiny puddle. That's going to go right there. But I think even though I've got some of the clouds already up there that are kind of inked on, I will put some of these on as well, because they just add an extra little touch up there as well. And then we'll put some of these other bits and pieces on, this little mounds and whatnot of grass, little bushes, and the little chicks. It's quite the farmyard, isn't it? I feel like old MacDonald already. I've added those little clouds on 3D foam pads up there, and just where they have come over the edges, I didn't want to put them right in the centre because it just adds a little bit more interest. So I've put them right like that and then trimmed off. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. So you can see I've already gone ahead with some of the little, they're actually probably the cloud pieces. I'm not sure. I think you can use them for both. But the pieces that I've cut off there are just going to get attached on here. So you're actually using both sides of those, and then I think I'll just put another one on here as well. That one will go across there, yeah. Well, that's the card almost finished, and I absolutely love it. There's quite a lot going on in it. It's a very, very busy farmyard, and that's going up there, yeah, just right there. So I've just stamped out the hay there and cut it into a little banner myself, just hand cut. And I definitely would not give that card to someone who wouldn't appreciate it, because there's been a lot of die cutting, a lot of effort has gone into it. But I do know some people would absolutely love to receive that and would keep it and bring it out year after year, or just keep it displayed. And there's plenty of people who do appreciate that kind of card. So you can let me know if you've really enjoyed that. And you don't even have to put all of those onto one card. You could make this card even in that shape with sort of less on it. You could cut it in a bit here and make it narrower and just put less things on it and adapt it to just whatever kind of person you're sending it to. And I just really, really, really enjoy making something like that. There's a side profile. That's what it looks like. So that's your main card there, and then the little add-on part that's just glued on in here, right in below there, and it all stands up really, really well and goes into a 5x7 card. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget that my affiliate links for everything that I've used will be down in the description of this video. There's a lot of work goes into this, so I always appreciate everybody who uses my affiliate links, because that gives me a little commission, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. Subscribing to my channel is free as well, so I really, really appreciate it whenever you take time to do that. Hit the notification bell. You can share the videos if you like. Any way you want that you can help promote my channel is always very, very much appreciated. But I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll certainly be back. We've still got some animals about my desk here that I've got to use for other things, and I'm more than likely be using those stamps for other things too, because there's some of them are really fantastic, and I've only used one with all of these animals. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching anyway, and happy crafting, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.